And I think financial wellness is something we probably talk about most of our lives, whether it's at the beginning and we have all kinds of inspirations of what we're going to do when we grow up, and what we're going to have and all those kind of things. Then we get into our working lives and we have kids and things like that. And we're just trying to manage our kids and making sure they're getting more than maybe what we had growing up is often a trend. But then we get into where we're retiring and what is that going to look like for us then. So there's always some concern or stress that can be involved in finances. And obviously we look at our economy and how it's been. We're in a oil industry province that has truly put some financial strain, not just in the entire province, but on the people that have worked in the industry, and put people out of an industry that they've worked in their entire lives. So really acknowledging not just how much money you have, but how it creates stress. And are we living within, not about our means per se, but how we can live and not feel the stress of those finances. So how can we find creative ways to follow our passions of what we love to do? But obviously we still know we have to, um, it takes money to buy our food, so we have to find that balance as well. But we know out of one of the aspects of the wheel, sometimes finances are underrated in how it impacts the rest of that wheel. But we know,
Mhm.
on the other hand, it is one of the top stressors for people.
Absolutely. The population that I work with, um, they're people that are typically marginalized in the community, and they have uh, been diagnosed with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or they're suspected of that. And so that often comes along with some other mental health disorders or trauma, that kind of thing in the background. But for them not having enough money or not having the ability to make um, enough money because of their disabilities, that it is just it really, I've seen how it throws the rest of that wheel out of balance, because they just are unable to provide for their families. They're unable to care for themselves the way that they would like to. And and it just it creates blinders. They're living with blinders because that fear and anxiety is just so high with the lack of financial means.
And I think that's what kind of transcends across all people. It's exactly that. When we have this financial stress, we don't feel we can support ourselves or our family. Often we don't feel we can talk about it because it's something that, a sense of pride that can get in the way. But it truly does impact so many aspects.